So go ahead, take a few moments to come to settle onto your back. And we'll start to breathe into the belly as we have been doing pretty regularly. So the Pranamay Kosha is the second kosha and relates to our breath and our life force energy. And it is said that all of the koshas influence each other. So our breath is going to influence how we feel in our physical body. And I won't get too in depth to all of these koshas today because we don't really have time, but know that the fifth kosha is the one of bliss. So if we're taking care of our physical body, we're breathing well, we're managing our thoughts, we're more likely to get to that feeling of bliss. Sort of that feeling that we have at the end of our yoga practice when we've come to our mats, we've done our asana, we've done our practice of physical poses, we've done our practice of pranayama, our breath practice. We've done our practice of managing all of our thoughts and emotions. When all of that is taken care of, we're more likely to reach those stages of bliss. So finding that soft breath will help just create a little softness in and around the digestive organs. When we are tense, we've been taking in too much of that negative stuff, we might feel a little more tense in our vital organs because the fascia itself will tighten up around our intestinal tract and things like that. Let's take 3 more soft belly breaths. Making sure that you find a full, complete exhalation. And then after that third breath, we're going to start a very soft massage of the abdominal area. So I'd like you to bring one hand onto your belly. And it's, you can imagine sort of like a circle or a square. So kind of go following the pathway of your digestive tract. So from the lower right corner, you'll go up. So that's ascending colon, go across and then down. So just making a nice circle with your hand. Following that energetic pathway of digestion. And don't use a lot of pressure here, just really soft. Maybe noticing for any sensations here in the belly. Excuse me. So I'm going to do that a few more cycles, just circling the area of the belly. Let's take 3 more nice slow circles. Feel nice and soothing for the abdomen. And then after that third cycle of breath, let's go ahead and take a full body stretch. And after that full body stretch, go ahead and bring both of your knees into your chest. And we'll just do a simple pulsation here. Inhale, the kneecaps move away. And as you exhale, pull them in and squeeze the belly in toward the spine. And go ahead and repeat that. Inhale, knees away. Exhale, pull the knees in, draw your navel toward your spine, and compress the belly. So anytime we do things like forward folds, that's giving compression to the belly. All these different things that we do in yoga, very beneficial for our digestive tract. Back bends as well. We're going to open things up while forward folds and what we're doing now, creating compression. One more time. And now hold it in and take 3 cycles of breath. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to grab a quick drink. I got a tickle in my throat this morning. So take 3 cycles of breath right there. Think about that squeezing as you exhale. All right, after that 3rd breath, go ahead and set your feet down on the ground. And we're going to do a cat-cow here on our backs. So as you inhale, arching your spine, tailbone gets heavy. And as you exhale, we're going to round the spine, lift the tailbone, and kind of squeeze that belly, press into your lower back. And try that a few more times. Inhale, an arch. Exhale, a flatten and a slight rounding of the lower back. Let's take a few more cycles like this. Now, in a moment, we're going to take this into a bridge pose. So as you inhale the next time, arch your back. And then as you flatten your back, try to lift your tailbone off the floor, press into your feet, lift those hips up off the ground. Keep lengthening through the tailbone. And then we're going to come down slowly from the top. See if you can isolate through some of those vertebrae. As you come down, we come back into that arch. So we inhale, arch the spine. And as you exhale, flatten, keep lifting the tailbone, and we come up slowly. You just want to feel like you are isolating those vertebrae on the journey up and the journey down. So thinking of this as kind of a little massage for that belly area as well. As the tailbone is lifting and you're coming off the ground, keep that tone in the lower abdomen. So inhale, arch. As you exhale and you flatten and press into the lower back, start to lift the tailbone and feel that core engagement as you start to peel up. So just being really mindful in this movement. So we've got one more cycle. So on that inhale, the belly's getting a little bit of a stretch. And then we get that engagement as we come up. After you finish this round, coming down nice and slowly, go ahead and pause. Take a nice breath into the belly. And then from here, go ahead and bring right knee into the chest. Extend your left leg out straight. You take an inhale, exhale, pull that knee in a little closer, navel toward the spine. And then let's come into a twist. Take that right knee over to the left. Now, if you need to, you can grab some support here, put a block or pillow under that leg. Scoot the left shoulder a bit to the left, just to help open up through your chest. And now send the breath into that right side, into the belly. And as you exhale, find that little bit of a squeeze. And as you squeeze, can you let the right rib cage go a little bit more toward the right? So of course, on the right side here under our ribs would be our liver. So we're accessing a bit of that, but we're going to detoxification. One more breath, please. And then go ahead and make your way back to the center. Give that knee one more squeeze into the chest. And then go ahead, switch out. Let's bring that left knee in. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in. Compress that lower belly. And then let's go ahead and take it over into the twist. Left arm can stay on the ground. Take it across. Support if you need to, and then hold here for a few breaths. Now breathing into that left side of the body. A little bit more stomach here and toward the left side. As you inhale, just kind of filling up into that lower belly, and as you exhale, squeeze it out. As you squeeze it out, let the left rib cage go a little bit more toward the left. So you're increasing that wringing out action in the abdomen. Let's take one more breath here. And then go ahead and release. Come back to the center, hug that knee back in one more time. And then full body stretch. Reach the arms and legs out. And go ahead, do a little up slip, down slip. Reach through right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg. And as you're reaching side to side, you really feel that pull in through the abdominal organs. Well, especially if we've been a bit compressed, we've been sitting a lot. This is helping to lengthen all the fascia of our gut as well as our psoas. So one more on each side. If you're climbing up a rope. And then let's go ahead, bring both of those knees into the chest again. And you can either rock and roll yourself up, or you can roll to your side. So your choice. And we're going to come up to sit in Virasana. So we'll sit on our heels. So some of you, this is going to be too much on your knees. You can go ahead and grab a block to sit up on, 2 blocks to sit up on. Or if this is all too much, just sit in a cross-legged position. All right, so go ahead and pause here. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders back. Chin level with the floor. Come to that soft belly breath. Okay, close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And we'll have just a little reflection here. So a couple of questions we can ask ourselves. What issues have I not digested? A lot of times when we have indigestion, there's an emotional component. So some people can eat all that heavy food, not have any problems, but some of us are getting that indigestion. Some of that could be because we're already hitting a lot of turmoil in our bellies. So always feel free to change this up if this is too much on your knees, sit cross-legged. Okay, second question. What things are lying heavy within me? We all know that feeling when we haven't digested our food, there's this heavy quality. In yoga, we call it tamasic. Feeling that dragging down heavy feeling, no energy. So what things are lying heavy within me? And then finally, what do I have to let go of to free myself? So part of digesting well is also the releasing phase. Whether it's an emotional experience or our food, what do we need to let go of to free ourselves? So one more breath here. And this is a pose that I'll always remember. One of my first teachers said that this is a pose that in Kundalini is called rock pose because we can digest rocks if we sit here long enough. I wouldn't suggest trying it. But I did some research on it, and one of the reasons it's considered good for digestion is that our legs govern the blood flow to our gut. So when we compress here, we're compressing the legs in this position, and there's more blood flow going up into the area of the gut. Okay, next inhale, let's circle the arms out, interlace the palms, press the palms up. Let the tailbone and sit bones get heavy and then stretch. Feel that lift in the lower belly. Now, as you exhale, let's twist over to the right. And just bring your hand down wherever it lands, no big deal. You can also use a block behind you if you want, but we're just going to flow in and out. Inhale up, and exhale, twist the other way. Let's do that a few more times. A lot of twisting and churning today. Inhale up, exhale. Let's do one more on each side. Good, inhale up. And as you exhale, let's come into tabletop position. Place your hands down. Pat if you need to. And we're going to do cat-cow with more kind of a churny action into the belly today. Some of you guys have done this with me before. So we'll inhale, arch the back. And as you exhale, scoot your hip over to the right, shoulder to the right, and make a circle around back to the center. So we're going to focus on the right side. Inhale, arch. Exhale, circle the hip over to the right. Make a circle. And feel that churning in the belly. 3 more rounds. After that 3rd round, go ahead and start on the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, churning it over to the left. You're making a circle with your left hip. Three more cycles on that side. That's it. And then after your 3rd cycle, take your time. We'll go ahead and move back into a child's pose. And we're going to flow table to child's a few rounds. Inhale, come forward. Now, as you exhale, feel like you're pulling your low belly back. Pull back from your low belly muscles. And you'll feel more compression as you come back. And do that 2 more rounds. Inhale forward as you exhale. Pull from your lower belly. Give a little squeeze as you come back into that child's pose. Very similar effect to when we were on our back, pulling our knees into our chest. Good. On your next round, as you come back, you're going to stick your fists in your very low belly and put your head down toward the floor. Now, if the head doesn't make it to the floor, grab a block. Put a block under your forehead. Yeah. If this is uncomfortable, feel free to skip. But think about pressing those fists gently toward the back wall of your abdomen. So it's very cleansing for these lower abdominal organs. Breathing there into those fists for 2 more cycles. After that next cycle, go ahead and come back, release into tabletop position. Okay, let's make our way to dog. Step your hands forward a little bit away from shoulders, slight angle there, and lift those hips up and back. Go ahead, pedal it out, bend one knee and then the other. All right, similar to what we did in our child's pose, inhale to plank. And as you exhale, feel like you're pulling back from those low belly muscles and squeeze that low belly. Go ahead and do that 2 more cycles. Inhale forward. Exhale, pull back from the lower abdominal muscles. One more time. Hold your dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg straight up behind you. We're going to bend the knee and open up the hip. Push through your palms and let your left heel get heavy. Inhale, lift the left heel off the ground. Exhale, left heel heavy. One more time, keep that hip open. Opening up the abdomen. Good. And then we're coming back through center, straighten that leg, and then 3 times knee to nose. Round your spine from forward, squeeze it all in. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in, push through your palms. Last one. Hold it now, push through your palms, squeeze the heel up, really press into that lower abdomen, try to get your nose and your knee to touch. And then release. All right, let's do that on the other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Bend your knee, open the hip. Good. And make sure you stay square in those shoulders. Let's lift and lower that heel a few times. So lift that right heel, then lower. Keep that hip opening up. All right, and then go ahead, straighten that leg back to the center. And exhale, knee to nose, round coming forward. Inhale, take it straight back up. Exhale. One more time, guys, and then we're going to hold it. Good, squeeze it in. Push through your palms. Really lift that shin and compress into the belly. Good. And then release. Take it back up and set it down, downward facing dog. All right, go ahead, bring these down. Take a brief child's pose. I kept you there in that dog for a while. Send a few breaths into the lower belly. One more cycle here. When you are ready, coming back up, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, step or lightly jump top of the mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. And as you exhale, feel like you're going to squeeze that low belly as you come down. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift up. Squeeze that lowest part of the abdomen as you fold. One more time. Next inhale, let's rise up. As you get to the top, let's take a little bit of a back bend. Open the abdomen up. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. So your Namaskar A, inhale, halfway lift. Step back, plank pose, top of the push-up. Good, go ahead, lower down. Inhale through your cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good, inhale here. As you exhale, step or lightly jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold with that squeeze to the lowest part of the abdomen. Inhale, rise up with a little back bend at the top. Round your legs. And right into it. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Step it back. Take your vinyasa. If you'd like to move to up dog, that's going to be a little bit of a bigger stretch for that abdomen. Totally up to you. Straightening those arms. And downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Exhale, step or jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's pause here now. I'm going to start to add on, build our sequence. Hold for another breath. On your next inhale, let's come into chair pose. Bend your knees, reach your arms up. Really press through your feet. Get those legs to engage and stretch through the arms. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your vinyasa. You can also go right to dog, guys, if you want to skip the vinyasa. Okay, let's meet in our dog. We're going to do that knee to nose again, but we're going to take it more slow motion. Sweep the right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Push through both palms, firm both arms. Inhale, straighten that leg back to center. And then we're going to bend the knee and squeeze the heel in towards your glute. So keep that squeeze. And then shift forward, bring that knee in towards your nose, slow motion. Keep that foot squeezing up, push through your palms, compress the abdomen. Inhale, take it straight back up. Exhale, step through to a lunge. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, circle the arms up. Good. From here, bring your hands right in front of you. We're going to make fists. And then we're going to take the right arm, circle it up, open it up into a twist. Good. Circle it forward to meet the left. Inhale, left arm up, open it up into the twist, and then circle it forward to meet the right. One more time on each side. Open it up, go slowly so you feel that twist, and then circle it down. One more time, other side. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. All right, other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Bend your knee, open the hip. Press through the palms, firm your arm muscles. And then inhale, square off to center. Bend that knee again, squeeze it in. Knee to nose, slow motion. Push through the palms, squeeze the belly, and try to lift that thigh. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, step it through, back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So we're really working on that gut today. Hands forward. Make your fists. Starting with the left arm, inhale, open it up into the twist, and circle forward. Inhale, open up right arm into the twist, and circle forward. One more time each side. Good, both arms up. And release. Downward facing dog. Big inhale here as you exhale, step or jump top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, squeeze the belly. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, so our practice wouldn't be complete today without some Agni Sara. So Agni Sara, most of you have done before. It's a yogic and Ayurvedic technique that increases our Agni digestive fire, really helps us digest those undigested emotions as well. We're going to build it. We'll start with the kind of more basic version, and as we build our sequence, we're going to make it a little bit more intense. So we're going to bring hands on the thighs, bending your knees, sending your hip creases back, and just like a cat-cow, we're going to inhale, arch. And as you exhale, pull back from those lower abdominals and round your spine. Really pull those lower abdominals back. And then repeat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, pull those lower abdominals back as you round. One more time. Hold it out a moment. And then release. Come up to stand. Take a breath or two. Very hard to talk while we're doing that. You can put hands on the belly if you like, or hands at your side. Take another breath here. All right, so we're gonna keep building our sequence. Those of you who have like a wild thing in your practice, we're gonna end up building that in with that hip opener. And we're also gonna deepen that lunge twist. So I'll give you guys options. You can always stick with what we just did if you don't wanna take it any farther. So let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale to your halfway lift, optional vinyasa, or right to your dog. Feel that belly stretch if you take an up dog. All right, inhale, right leg straight up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Push through those palms. This time, come on your right fingertips if you want to go farther. Keep pushing through your left palm. So we're getting lighter onto those fingertips. Some of you can flip it over so that that right foot comes behind you and you lift up, open up into a wild thing pose. If that's not in your practice, just stick with the hip opener. Good, flip it back over. Take that leg straight back up. Bend the knee to nose, round and squeeze. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, arms reach. Open right up into the twist to the right, make fists. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up, back to the right. Inhale up, back to the left, hold it. You can stay here or take left hand down to the back thigh and reach the top arm up and back, a little more back bend. Hook the tailbone forward. It's almost like I call it a camel lunge. So it feels like a little bit of a camel pose in a lunge. One more breath. Ground through that front foot. Good, and then release, arms up. Hands down, downward facing dog. All right, side two. Inhale, left leg straight up behind you. Bend your knee, open your hip. Good. And then staying there or getting lighter on those left fingertips. Push through that right palm. And option to flip it over. Open it up into a wild thing. Take it back. Leg comes up. Knee to nose. Squeeze it in. Inhale up. Step it through. Back knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good, right into the twist to the left. Make your fists. Inhale up to the right. Something about those fists just gives it a little more oomph, I think. One more time each side. Hold it now to the right. Option to bring that right hand down to your thigh, your shin, your heel even, and then take that top arm up and back. Hook the tailbone a little forward. Bottom arm spirals open. Good. Release slowly. Make your way back. Downward facing dog. All right, you might want a child's pose after that round. Totally up to you. Stay in your dog if you want to stay more active. Vinyasa is also an option. Let's take a breath or two where we are. We're going to come back to another round of Advasana. Last breath where you are. And then inhale as you exhale, step or jump top of the mat. If you're in child's pose, take your time. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, let's try that again. Hands on the thighs. Now this time I want you to think about your whole abdominal wall pulling back as you exhale. And there's a line in the center called the linea alba. I want you to imagine that line and that you're pulling all your guts into the center of that line. Like you're rolling your abdominal muscles in. It's pretty intense. So let's give it a try. Inhale, we arch. Exhale, round, pulling back from those lower abdominals. Now, whole abdominal wall pulls back as if everything's pulling into that center line. And then release. Big breath into the belly. 2 more cycles on your own because I can't talk through it. On your last round, see if you can hold it for an extra moment. And then when you're ready, release. Come up to stand. Give yourself a moment to let your body absorb that energetic effect of Agnisara. One more breath. All right. Coming back to your mountain pose. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Hands in front of your heart. Let's bring the feet and legs together. Squeeze those legs together. Press your palms. Inhale. As you exhale, prayer twist to your right. Hook elbow over the knee. And we're going to hold here. Think about your hip creases drawing back. Head and heart drawing forward. And palms press. Think about top ribs turning up, bottom ribs rolling forward. And as you exhale, squeeze the belly. One more breath. Good. Inhale up through center. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause. Have that moment of assimilation of what you just did. And let's try that on the other side. Bend your knees, chair pose, hands at the heart, palms press. Squeeze the legs together, the feet are together if you can. Hip creases are moving back. Inhale, exhale, prayer twist to your left. And then palms are going to press together. Tailbone, sit bones draw back, heart head forward. Top rib cage rolls up, bottom rib cage wraps. And then we hold it for 2 more breaths. Finding that squeeze on the exhale. After that second breath, unwind it, reach the palms up and overhead. Exhale, release. Arms down, take a moment. One more breath. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Take a vinyasa if you like, or step right to downward facing dog. Good. Knees down to the ground when you are ready. From your dog. Okay, so pat those knees if you need to, setting up for our camel pose now. So we've been preparing for that. We're just going to stand up on the knees and put hands on the lower abdomen. So think about using your hands. Pull the flesh of the low belly up, lifting your hip points up and let the tailbone lengthen. See if you can keep that, drive the shoulders back a bit. And then place the hands on the lower back, pulling that tailbone down. Start with a little baby camel. Hug the elbows back. And as you pause here, you're going to think about lengthen the lower back. So hands pull the sacrum, tailbone down. Lift your back ribs off of the pelvis to open up the belly. Pause here, one more breath. So let's stretch in the abdominal area. And then release. And if you like, you can sit down on your heels if it's comfortable, or take a child's pose. We're going to deepen it on round 2. You can repeat with the hands on the lower back, or you can go to the next phase of camel. Totally up to you. Okay, rising back up on those knees. This time you might tuck toes if you're going to reach for those heels. Some of you might even maybe put a bolster there. That'll give you a little bit of a shelf for your hands. Those of you who want to go for the full pose are going to go for heels. Or blocks are another option here if you don't have a bolster. But let's again lift the belly, lengthen the tailbone. Keep that feeling of the belly lifting, tailbone lengthening. And then palms at your side. Rotate the palms open. Lift and open your heart. You might even stay there as an option. Or some of you are going to either go for the bolster or the heels. But when you come back, notice your pelvis drifted back. Push the pelvis forward. And that'll help open that belly region. Spiral the arms open. And lift that back rib cage. Hard to talk while I'm in it, so I'm coming out. You guys take another breath or two where you are. Feeling that stretch in the belly. When you're ready, slowly coming out, either sitting on your heels or child's pose option. You can also stay on your knees. All right, from here, we're going to come into a seated position. And we're going toward kind of a new pose that I don't think I've taught before. It's sort of an asymmetrical camel pose. For some of you, it's going to be a bit too much. So I'm going to give you some modifications, and you don't have to go for the full pose. So I will demonstrate all the way. We're going to put feet in front of us, hands behind us. Okay. Let's just do a few windshield wipers here. So if you know you cannot sit in like a Z-sit or what we sometimes call deer pose in yin yoga, you're going to want to prop for underneath your hips. And if it's completely out of the question to do the Z-sit, you can repeat a regular camel, or you can do kind of a seated back bend. Okay? Those of you who can, knees to the right, feet to the left. Bring your hands in front of you. Walk it out for just a little bit of a forward fold for a moment. Send the sit bones back behind you as you fold. Good. Walk it back in. And then try this. We're going to push down into the ground and see if we can lift up. So the legs are still in that same position. And then we lower down. Okay. If that's too much, you can just do like a kneeling to camel. So just do it with the legs in a more symmetrical fashion. Lift up and lower down. So now we're going to add on this camel version. The left hand is going to go to your left heel. And the important thing is as we lift up, we're going to spiral that arm open. So we're in external rotation with that left hand. Okay, so you're going to hold on to that heel and lift up And then from here, right hand's going to go behind the back of your head. You're going to press those hips forward and then lower down. Try that a few more times. Lift up, left arm spirals open, right hand behind the head, stretch through the front of the abdomen, and release. One more time like this. And then let it go. Good. All right, from here, turn toward that right leg, take a twist, looking over the right shoulder. And winding it back through the center, we're going to repeat it with the legs in the opposite position. So those of you who don't like this, you can do a Sukhasana with a back bend and release, and a back bend and release, okay? If we're going for the other side, feet in front of you, windshield wiper. Next time those knees come over to the left, keep them there, scoot your feet to the right. Okay, before we come up into that camel, let's go ahead, just come forward, walk it out. Think about tipping those sit bones back behind you. Couple of breaths. All right, walk it back in. First couple rounds, just to lift and lower. Press into the shins and the feet, lift up, and then down. Good. Again, you could just do this in kneeling if the Z-sit is too much, or you can just do a Sukhasana with the back bend. Okay, next time you come up, we're gonna go for it. So coming up, we're gonna bring that right hand to the heel, lift up, left hand behind the back of the head, and then release. Two more times, lift up. Remember that supporting arm is spiraling open. One more time. If you can maybe hold this last one an extra moment. And then we release. Good. Pausing here, we take a twist over to that left side. Look over the left shoulder. Good. Inhale, back to the center. And then let's bring both legs out in front of us. I'm going to sit on a prop so we can take a straight leg forward fold here. Those of you who are not doing straight leg forward folds can put a nice pillow under the knees and do like a halfway version and not come into a full forward fold. So protect your backs. Let's widen out the sit bones. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach those arms up, interlace your palms. Ground your thighs and your sit bones and lengthen up through your spine. And then as you exhale, your version of Paschimottanasana, hinging forward. You can hold on ankles, shins, or feet, or big toes. And let's work with that belly region again. So as we inhale, we lift the heart up. And as you exhale, think about pulling back into that lower abdomen as you fold. Hip creases drawing back, sit bones back, abdomen back. So it's very active through the core. Two more rounds. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. And you can repeat those actions if it feels good for you. So really pulling that belly back, almost like we did in our Agnisara, very cleansing. One more time. Hold it out as long as you can with that squeeze. And when you feel ready to let it go and take an inhale, take a few moments now to be soft. Let the belly relax. Breathe into the belly. Remember bending those knees if that's more appropriate for your back. So let's take 3 more cycles there, please. Good. After your 3rd breath, first come up part way, toning the belly to support your back as you come up. Good. We're going to bend the knees and place the hands behind you, feet flat. From here, extend the legs up in front of you. I'm going to go sideways here for you guys. Send the legs up in front of you. Cross the right leg in front of the left leg, and we're going to do Gomukasana legs. So bend the shins to the side. Squeeze the inner thighs. Pull the legs in toward that belly. Lift your chest. Hold there for a moment. And then we're going to shift forward into that full Gomukasana. So again, feel free to modify. If this is not a happy pose for your body, you can do cross legs, Sukhasana, sit up on a block or a folded blanket. And then let's inhale, lengthen. Maybe even let's take those arms up. Find that length again. Squeeze the legs together. And then hinge forward into that forward fold. And that leg on top is kind of giving us some compression into the belly again. Let's hold there for a few breaths. As you exhale, there's a little squeeze. Pulling that abdomen back. All right, slowly release, walk it up, lean back, unwind your legs, other side, legs come out front, left leg on top. Find that Gomukasana. We're going to try and squeeze the legs in. Shins are to each side. Keep the chest lifted. So we're using that core to really pull the legs in. And then release and we'll come forward. So feeling free to modify as you need to, even out the sit bones. And then inhale, let's reach those arms up, lift through the belly. And then exhale, we fold. Think about keeping that navel as lifted as you can as you bring the belly onto that thigh. And breathe. All of this work we did today with the belly, the gut, the twisting, the Agnisara, all of these things help increase our Agni, our digestive fire, which might help us feel a little brighter, a little more alert, less tamasic, less heavy after our heavy meal. All right, slowly release, coming up. Take those legs out in front of you. Let's windshield wiper one more time, side to side. Okay, as you're ready, let's go ahead and make your way onto your back. I'm gonna grab a block. Just got a couple more minutes before Shavasana. Let's do a supported bridge. So your choice, putting that block on the low setting or the middle setting. I wouldn't go high at this point in practice. But what we're going to do is option to stretch the legs out and open the front of the belly again. And send that breath into the abdomen. If legs out is too tweaky on your back, stay with your feet flat. Or you can go kind of a midway point as well. you want, you could stay there or maybe take it into an inversion, bringing those feet in and legs up. So up to you if you want to stay in the hip opener, hip flexor opener. Of course, when we do a supported inversion like this, again, that blood flow is coming toward the abdomen, toward the heart and the head as well. At the end of practice here, staying with a softer breath again. All right, if legs are up, slowly lowering them. Legs are out straight, bring the feet flat. Lower your block if it's up higher. Take a moment to settle. And then go ahead, take the block out. We'll come all the way down. Let's take another full body stretch. And another round of the up slip, down slip. Just to lengthen everything out again. Reaching through right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg. Side to side, climbing that rope. Feel the lengthening and the pull in the abdominal area. Each time I get to the side, I like to see how far I can reach with the arm as I anchor the leg away. Especially after all that compression we did, this will be nice for the body. Okay, let's let that go. And maybe you want to take a happy baby or a knee hug again. I know we go back and forth between lengthening, compressing. But whatever feels good for your body, maybe some knee circles. So take a moment and do what feels right for you. Have a few options. All right, when you feel ready to, let's find Shavasana. Finding any props that you need. It might be nice to do like a reclined down angle even, or maybe just some support under the knees after the back bending work. We're going to take Shavasana and we'll finish with a seated practice. So as you come to settle onto your back, start to let go of any contracting tissues, any engagement. And let your body start to become effortless. Let gravity hold you, let the earth hold you. And come to your soft belly breath. So you've taken care in this practice of your food sheath that is made up of the food that you eat, the earth element, the Pranamay Kosha. We've worked with our breath. We've stayed focused and managed the mind and the emotion. Now we get to the bliss. When we're able to take care of all of those other layers of our being, that bliss layer becomes more accessible. If our body is in pain or not digesting well, not nourished, our breath is compromised, our thoughts are all over the place, it can be really hard to find that bliss. But you've put in the work today. And now that bliss is more available to you. After a few more cycles of soft belly breath, soft exhales, just let go of thinking about breath and allow the breath to breathe on its own. Imagine everything else in the body so still. Pranamay Kosha is still, quiet, stable. The mind layer, still, quiet, stable. Just the breath continuing to provide that life force energy, while the rest of the mind body is at rest. All right, everyone. I'm going to take a few minutes for seated practice. So take your time to come back to awareness, noticing the effects of your practice. And we can start with very small movements and a deeper breath. We're going to end maybe like 5 minutes late, but I think we started a few minutes late. So just to be aware if you are on a timeline. Take your time, move around a little bit before coming over onto your side. And after that brief pause, come up to seated as you are ready. So find whatever you need to be comfortable seated. And those of you who are comfortable in a Virasana, I've been doing this one in practice this week with the knees wide. So you can either sit here or knees wide. Again, this brings that energy up into the abdomen. So that's an option. If you don't like this position, sitting cross-legged is also available to you. We're going to take a mudra. And this mudra is called Kushan Mudra, and it activates 3 directions of energy. So we're going to take our thumb, our index finger, and our middle finger, and they're going to press together. And the other 2 fingers are going to extend. Okay? Thumb, index, middle finger press. The other fingers are extended. So just pause with that for a moment. They can be palms up or down, your choice. As you inhale, breathe into the belly, let the fingers soften. And as you exhale, squeeze the fingers and a gentle tone in your belly. Keep that going a few more rounds. So this mudra is called the Gesture of Digestion. It activates prana, the energy of receptivity, samana, the energy of digestion and assimilation, and apana, the energy of elimination. And it's said that this mudra can help us to digest things that are difficult to digest in our lives. Kushan is a solar deity whose work is to conduct souls to the afterlife. He appears at times of transition in life, like birth, death, marriage, times that can be challenging to digest. So it can be used to help us assimilate and process anxieties that arise in new phases of life. Few more rounds. Inhale, exhale, press the fingers. And then just staying in the position, continue to hold the mudra. Eyes could be closed, soft breath in the belly. Really crane the spine upward, lengthening each vertebra. Feel what is touching the ground. Allow that to settle. Imagine breathing into your tissues, enlivening your tissues with your breath. And noticing how your breath touches into the solid matter of your body. How Pranamay Kosha interacts with our food sheath, our Annamaya Kosha. Sense how the breath touches into our connective tissues, our nerves. And then draw your awareness toward your center, toward your belly, where our food is converted into blood, into rasa. Visualize nutrients, minerals, proteins absorbing into your blood. Knowing intelligence is born in our bloodstream as we assimilate and absorb. You feel the lower bones heavy and the upper bones light. Cranial bones light. Building protection, stability, safety from connecting to the ground and the earth element, where we gain nourishment, assimilation, fortification, vitality. Sense this invisible force of your breath animating all of the cells of your body. This dance between our physical tissues and our breath. We need the vitality of our food sheath, of our physical body for our spiritual development and growth. Without this vitality, it's hard to progress through our path. From here, let's go ahead and release, palms together in front of the heart space. And take an inhale, and as you exhale, in gratitude for this physical body, our health, and our vitality, bow your head down. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. All right, feel free to unmute, guys. Kim, I just want to make sure I understand what you were trying to tell me.
No, sure. If I think in your settings,
I can't hear you.
Oh,
hold on. Let me unplug my mic. Maybe that's me from here.
I think it is.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. That's strange.
So
okay.
in your Zoom settings, Dee, you can make it so that everyone is automatically muted when they come in. That way, because I think some people were saying they couldn't quite hear you, and I think it's because they weren't muted. So they're kind of getting like your voice and their voice feeding back to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if everyone's muted, then everyone can hear you better. If there's just one person not muted, then we're all hearing you and them.
Okay. So if I set it that everyone's muted, you guys could just unmute when you want to talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll change the setting. I think what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to scrap all the Zoom links. I'm going to send you guys a brand new link because I don't know what's happening with this. That way I don't have any problems, hopefully next time, and I'll change that setting as well. But were you guys able to hear me okay during practice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did it sound better than without the mic last week? Because Brian said it sounded really tinny before.
You sounded really far away before.
But it was better this time?
Definitely better, I thought, yeah.
Good. Okay. Thank you for helping me out here, guys. I just don't know what happened to those earbuds. I used them for a whole year. They worked fine. I got a brand new pair, and they're still staticky with the brand new pair. So I think it's something with Zoom. I don't know what, but so now I have an external mic instead of the earbuds, and it seems to work. So we'll stick with that for now. So any questions about practice? How did you guys do?
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. All right. Well, have a good week, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.